How to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week on a plant-based diet predictably. I want to manage expectations here before we start. This is not a meal plan video. This is not really a tactic video where I show you the kind of meals that I'm eating to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week in a weight loss phase, or what I'm doing in my exercise regimen to achieve that goal either. This is really for the note takers. This is a bigger picture strategy session where I want to share with you insights for you to actually go away and mull over, and not just be in the endless hamster wheel of recipes and diet hacks and I need to do this hot weight loss trend right now, this quick fix. No, I want to actually leave you with really some insights here that frankly changed my life and been really, really useful to my clients inside Slim and Sustain as well in achieving a predictable, and that's the key word here, predictable, sensible weight loss of 1 to 2 pounds per week. Weight loss that actually feels under your control, under your spell, and not when it does happen, it feeling so sort of random or accidental that it can slip through your fingertips. You want weight loss to actually be under your control so that when you pull the lever, it actually works and you aren't wasting time, effort, and energy. How do we achieve this? Well, let me first start telling you by telling you precisely I've given it away. Precisely, hint, hint, when things changed for me. The moment I finally felt in full control over my weight loss was when I had precision. And I'm going to talk about a lot today. That's the big takeaway for me. That's what, if you are taking your notes, underline this one. Well, I'm not going to tell you. It needs to be organic, the lessons that you take from this. But in terms of what resonates for you, but I would be underlining, if it was me watching this, precision. This is the thing that virtually nobody in the plant-based community is talking about or follows. This slightly random, very random, just eat plants attitude. If it's whole foods, I'll eat whole food plant-based and my weight will surely eventually budge if I do the right stuff and eat healthy, right? No. I only fully felt in control of my weight loss progress. It only felt predictable to me that I knew definitely I'd be losing weight every week, and then when I hit a plateau, what to actually, because that happens too, I knew how to actually fix it. When I felt I could really be in charge of that process is when I had precision. Precision with the amount of foods I'm eating, precision with the types of meals I eat every day. I talk a lot about how it's so much easier when you eat the same foods every day, because then you can correlate that with your scale weight at the end of the week and actually know what to try next in terms of tweaks and experiments and adjustments, rather than this very random, unpredictable, just eat whole foods, so that sometimes you'll lose weight doing that and then you go, oh, that's fantastic, but it's not actually the win that you think. I've been here. It's not, you get excited, but it's not the win that you think, because when you don't the next week lose weight, I don't know why, and I don't know what to change, because there's no precision. Nothing is repeatable, nothing is particularly controlled, and there's no greater overarching structure that you're following. And I'm not literally talking about being this machine that only eats the same one meal every single day, but just having that core rotation of small meals that you've already calculated, you know the calories of, maybe not perfectly, but at least ballpark, so that when the scale doesn't budge, you can actually tweak something effectively. That's the secret. That's when it changed for me. I was able to lose weight before I had precision, before I had structure, before I had like controlled portions and calories that were thought about. I could lose weight, but it wasn't under my spell. I was either one chocolate bar away from a rebound, or I wouldn't eat the chocolate bar. I thought I was doing everything right. I'm eating healthy. I'm eating whole foods, plant-based. The scale doesn't budge. And then I'm like, oh, what have I done wrong here? Well, I can't even diagnose what I've done wrong, because every day my diet was so ridiculously different. And because I had no awareness of the calories, or wasn't really thinking about the macronutrient breakdown of meals and using different food groups in a certain way, because one day I ate one snack and then the next day I had 5 different snacks. Sometimes they were nuts and seeds, sometimes they were fruits. There was a calorie variability in the type of snack as well. It's not even to say snacking was bad. It's not even to say I was always doing bad things. It's not even to say that there weren't some days I was actually successfully in the calorie deficit, but it was so chaotic, it was so unpredictable that garnering any kind of diagnosis of what went wrong is nearly impossible. Random eating, even with healthy food, can still hold you back at a certain point. Look, if you got, I'll be honest about this, I see this a lot. If you got 60, it's a rule of thumb. It's not literally true in every scenario, but if you've got 50, 60 pounds to lose, you will lose the first 10 just cleaning up your diet. And that's lovely because you're not overwhelmed. You don't get worried about having to think about portions and calories too much. You can just kind of eat freely and lose that first bit of weight. And that's a lovely feeling. The problem is people get really married to that idea. They're like, well, that's worked. So now I've stopped losing weight. What's going wrong? Like, I'm just doing the same as I was before. It doesn't matter. You only get so much wiggle room. At the start of your weight loss journey, you only get so much wiggle room for that kind of random high fluctuation, eating, where when I say fluctuation, I mean mostly variability in calories, but everything, frankly, the different recipes you're using, sometimes maybe some days you do intermittent fasting and then the next day you do eat breakfast, and one day the breakfast is dramatically different to the others. Again, this is not to say I don't have variety. I am a big advocate for eating the same foods every day and the same meals every day, but I still have some variety in my diet. The caveat to that is, though, the variety that I do have is controlled. So the calories still add up to the same ballpark. So the macronutrients, generally speaking, still follow my 60-20-20 slim and sustain philosophy. That's the split of macronutrients that work so well for me. Not every single meal, not every single breakfast for me is exactly 550 calories, but they're all close enough. Within about a 5 to 8% swing is how I like to do things. And same goes for the macronutrients as well. So some of my breakfast might contain 27 grams of protein, some of them might contain 32, some of them might contain, 25 grams of protein. I'm okay with that. I leave some wiggle room. So when I talk about precision and control, you don't even need to be that anal and pedantic with it, but some precision to combat that sort of random, unpredictable eating. Precision with portions and calories, repeatable meals. So this is what I eat every single day. So when the scale doesn't budge, I can look at that meal and go, all right, I understand I might need to trim a few calories off here. Where can I best do that? Let's do that from the avocado. Or there's quite a lot of rice here. I'm kind of looking at the last few spoonfuls of rice. I don't really need that. I could do with a little bit less. Also, this is a big one, appetite stability. If you're eating different foods every day, that's going to throw your appetite up and down, and you're never really going to land on a formula for eating that always leaves you feeling satisfied. You actually need to test things, and you cannot test random eating because you can't extrapolate what works and what doesn't work. So you need to risk things going wrong by sticking to a plan so you know how to actually change the plan. Again, this is where the short-termism and the impatience ruins people, because sometimes they can't. Again, no moral high grounding here. I might sound patronizing because I've done this loads. I actually still do this in some small ways to this day. But if you don't give your plan enough time, you don't know how to fix the things wrong with it. But people that are like, I'll just do the really extreme thing because I know that'll definitely reduce my calories really aggressively. So we go, you have to risk the plateaus. You have to risk the standstill weeks so you actually know what to fix. You can't do any of this with random eating because you never know what works. I'll leave that point behind because, again, I'm going round and round. Same with exercise. You want your exercise to be, again, relatively similar, not just so you know you're actually making progress with the exercise, but again, when that scale either does budge or it doesn't, you can think about how to adjust or not adjust your exercise strategy going forward. The transition to maintenance, when you're through the weight loss phase, you need precision with that as well. So again, you don't just go back to the chaotic random eating before and think that you'll get away with eating ice cream every single night again, because then, you rebound again. So you need precision in the weight loss phase, but then you need that precision, even though it is less strict, and you do get, in most cases, a couple hundred, maybe more calories to eat in the maintenance phase, and that's a lovely feeling, but you still need precision with, all right, well, let me think about how I'm going to actually add those calories on now and not just go back to old me. Precision is the game changer. Precision is the thing for me. Like I said, that was the lever I pulled, that really boxing myself in, having that structure, that repeatability, portions and calories were thought about, even if not perfectly, even if sometimes eyeballed, not even perfect with this, but something to just box the chaos in, the chaotic, unpredictably eating in. And then you can actually figure out what works. This is the secret to getting plant-based weight loss, frankly, any weight loss, that is actually under your spell and under control. And that's the theme that changed my life. That's the big insight I wanted to share with you today. Like I say, no meals here, no little hacks, I want to talk about the bigger picture stuff because these are where the really big lessons are. So this was one, like I say, for the note takers out there. If you want a repeatable, controlled structure to follow that allows you to do this testing that I've spoken about today and provides the exact precision that I've just worshipped in this video here, so you know exactly what and how much to eat and then how to feed that back in terms of what that does to the scale and maybe change your plan going forward, you can check out the new Slim and Sustain Foundations program below. That is a system where you run it independently, so it's all do it yourself. The other option, if you want that greater, not to sound condescending, but hand-holding. If you want the precision of me figuring out the calories for you and handling all of those numbers so you don't have to track calories or macronutrients yourself because I've done it for you. If you want that one-on-one accountability, close support to oversee the genuine behavior change that we need to happen to make weight loss actually stick, that's where Slim and Sustain, the full coaching program, is going to be better for you. So again, if you want to run the system independently, you can start with Foundations. If you want to upgrade and have the full personal coaching process, that's Slim Sustain, where I do it all with you. So those are your two options. I'll put links to both of those down below. Big insight I want to leave you with today. Your secret, the thing that you might be missing right now if you're having weeks of weight loss, weeks going back up the scale, and you're so confused about what to do next, you need precision. Get that formula, actually test it, then you'll know what to change.